And I'm quickly going to create another one. This time I'm not going to spend too long, so I might just even pick a preset. So I might switch that over to maybe a pad sound from Operator. Alright, that'll do. So let's put that underneath here. So this has created a whole new chain. So I've got my collision chain with collision, the arpeggiator, compressor, and the reverb, and then I've got a new or a totally different sound going on here. There's no macros mapped at this stage. Let's have a listen. If I turn down collision, or I could mute it. Okay, so I've got both of these playing in the same instrument. And one last thing I'd like to show you is, let's just put that on 0, is that we can fade between these two using this chains feature. So to do that, I'm going to select both of these and right click and distribute ranges equally. Oops, that didn't really do it. Let's do that again. Okay, so now with this setting here, it's going to play this chain, which is collision, and when it's over here, it's going to move to playing the fog pad. So what I want to do is create a crossfade effect here. So I'm going to move these two like this, grab this top, oops, I've got them both selected, so I just want to deselect one, drag this back to here, and this here. Now by moving this around, I can crossfade between these instruments. So I'm going to chuck one more instrument in here just so you can see how we can have multiple things going on. So I might just go to a tension instrument and pick a mallet. That doesn't sound like a very good sound. Let's pick something else. There we go, that was a cool one. So let's put that down here. I'm going to chuck the same arpeggiator that I have here, so option click and drag that onto this bouncing chords, and now I have the same arpeggiator there, and I'm just going to move my ranges around. So the idea here is that I've got one instrument, or one instrument rack I should say, that is going to allow me to play around and crossfade between multiple different sounds. So I'm just going to adjust the crossfades here. Right, so I'm going to fade between all three of these sounds. Press play. Let's just add a compressor to this one just to bring up some of those little clicks. So I'm allowed to, or able to, put a different processing on each device. Okay, and this can do with a bit of saturation as well. So I'm going to go saturation, perhaps after the compressor even. You know, I'll put that before the compressor and bring the attack down. Okay, so I'm going to try something here where I put the drive control and also the makeup gain of the compressor on one knob. So when this is down, this goes up. So we've got less compression and less drive, and when this goes up, this comes down, allowing us to have so it's not so loud. So let's see if we can make that work. So I'm going to get the drive control and put it on macro 7. I'm also going to put the makeup gain onto the same macro. Now it's going to be all about setting the ranges here, so this might be a little bit challenging, but we can probably make it work. So let's open up this, and I'm going to close that so I can maybe see these, and I don't really need to be able to see. Okay, so first of all, drive, I'm going to set it so the minimum and maximum aren't so extreme. So minimum, let's say -10, and maximum could be 10 or +10. Let's have a look at that for the time being. It's already pretty extreme because it's moving this as well. So what I need to do before I can even test it out is invert the range of the compressor's output. And I'm going to adjust these. I might just make them the same minus and +10 for the time being, and then we can tweak them. Got to change that. Alright, looks like I can go a bit higher with my drive here. And a bit lower. Alright, that's working pretty well. So I've set it up so that this one macro, let's get out of this mapping view, will fade these two. So as the drive goes down, the output gain goes up, and as the drive goes up, the output goes down. Okay, and the last thing I want to do in this video is map this fader that or parameter that fades between the different chains to a macro as well, so I can change those how I want. So I put that there, and now we've got a complete instrument with just these parameters. So we can close this down, just leaving the macros. I can label things, so this one could be called just drive, so I'm going to go Command R. That's drive, and it's just for that last chain, which is this one. Okay, and we can also color this thing. So I can go through and give it the sort of look that I prefer. And there you have an instrument. So I'm going to have one last play around with it, hit play, and just muck around with some of the macros to remind you what we've built here. Okay, so there's a bit of stuff to think about and have a play around with. I'm just going to quickly chuck these all on together just to see how it sounds, and just to quickly do one last little thing. You can use the mixer to mix these also, so we can be playing back. And even do panning. Okay, so I hope that gives you a fair bit of stuff to think about. Let's move on to drum racks in the next video.